today are the comedy couple Shweta and Saqib, or should I say Saqib and Shweta? Now you have to watch the movie to understand what I'm talking about. And guys, being funny is no laughing matter. So it's serious business, right? How did you get
Hmm.
into the shoes of stand-up comics?
I don't know, man. Just watch a lot of stand-up comedy and act. That's what we get paid for. But I just thought, I was in a lockdown for about three and a half months, and I really was getting itchy to get back to work. And then came this script of Comedy Couple, which was like just so breezy to read. I'm like, okay, let's make a fun film, not knowing how we'll be as stand-up comics or how I'll be as a stand-up comic. And I really enjoy stand-up comedy. Genuinely in life, I watch a lot of stand-up comedy, and now I started watching it, thinking, okay, now I have to be a stand-up comic. Let's try and see if I can figure out a style, watch somebody, get some sort of a reference. But then I realized that, Shilpa, that everybody is very different, but the only commonality in everybody is the fact that they're great storytellers. They have a great knack of telling stories and pausing at weird places and making people laugh. So I just went on this journey of trying to be my own kind of stand-up comic who would have his own storytelling technique. And then I found a partner in Shweta who just came like a fresh of breath air. She joined us very late on the film, about 20 days before we started shooting. But then we workshop for about 10 days, and then I realized to myself, okay, all I have to do is just play off her, because she's having too much fun while doing this, and I anyways enjoy doing this kind of bakchodi. So I'm like, okay, let's do this, let's play off one another, and let's have a good time. And that's what we've done.
So Shweta is a national award-winning actor.
Oof,
She won
oh.
for Makdi. I have to let the viewers know that. I have to remind them she is a really cute girl from Makdi, who's this gorgeous, sexy woman of today, Shweta. And you guys have some great chemistry in the film, and Sakib's talking about how you guys workshopped it. Did you have to
Hmm.
workshop a lot, or is he okay to get along with even in real life?
Okay, just for camera's sake, I mean, I have to lie. Saqib is like so much fun to be around. We became really good friends, and we got along like house on fire. And all this is just promotion's sake. I don't love Saqib at all. Okay.
But then
But
either both of us are great actors. That doesn't show in the film. See, it
Yeah, it
doesn't.
doesn't. It does. No, no.
So
I
all
think
the
I think
money
there's
that
a
was
genuine
paid to us
chemistry,
was worth it.
a genuine friendship. I think that you are playing off.
absolutely, absolutely, Shilpa. Yes, to answer your previous question, which also continues to the current question, um, this was my first out and out comedy film that I've done. I mean, I have done movies like Shukranu came earlier this year, which was also Z5 film, and which had moments like elements of comedy, which was more like a sitcom, a situational comedy. But we've never heard, there's no reference for any film or any project where it's a fictional story and has its central pieces, its protagonists as stand up comedians. And it was so refreshing. It was very cool. And as Akib said, we went for 4 months of lockdown. I mean, I was home for over 100 days. I mean, I'm a Mumbai girl. I have home here, family here, friends here. But, and I had a rather productive lockdown. And I say that because I come from a place of privilege. I think even getting bored is a privilege in the year that we've lived. But it was a productive year. I was watching films, doing my stuff, and really wanting to get back to work. I mean, not desperately wanting to get back to work, but also the
I
lockdown
was
and the
desperate to get
quarantine
back to
made
work.
me realize how much I've actually missed being around people, how much I've missed. No, I was very excited to get back to work. And I think Comedy Couple is that perfect project to get back to because it's a comedy, it's refreshing, it had jokes, and mostly it had a really chill vibe. I got along, all of us in the group, in the team got along. The director, me, and Saqib shared this amazing camaraderie right from day one. When I received the script and met these guys, I think early July 2020. And we got on, I mean, after everything was finalized, we got on to workshops, and I think that camaraderie, that friendship that Nachiket, me, and Saqib shared really has transcended onto the screen. As an actor, I have this personal exercise that I do with all my characters, not just Zoya Batra for Comedy Couple, but all my characters, right from Tashkent Files, to write a sort of a backstory of my character, to understand where was she born, where did she grow up, what were her formative years, to understand how did she land up in this situation in the script. And it's nothing to do with performance or anything. It's just a rough sketch that I draw, that I'd shared with Nachiket and the creative team at Udly. In fact, even with Sakib, just for their feedback.
And I got
And
intimidated, yeah. I'm like so well prepared. So well prepared. Like thesis and all she written. Matlab she'd written for herself and for
Masterclass
me.
from a national award-winning actor.
Matlab,
oh,
I'm like,
guys.
damn, ये तो बहुत तैयारी है यार. I got serious after that. I saw her, she was working so hard. I'm like, okay, I have to show it to her. I'm also a hardworking actor.
No, Sakib, for on record, he's a very, very hardworking actor, and he's saying this all because he likes to sound all goofy, but he comes very prepared on set, very spontaneous, and has this spunky energy that I fed off on as Zoya Batra. But you know what? The difficult part was to actually personalize the stand-up bits, because stand-up comedians are talking about their personal experiences, their journeys. They make joke out of their rejections and their breakups and a bad day at work, right? Here, it is a film and it is fiction. It is a screenplay, and as actors, we are still delivering lines that have been written by somebody else. So me and Sakib constantly had to be on our toes to personalize all the stand-up bits, because the stand-up bits in the film are not standalone pieces. They have an arc, a complete story arc as to what our interpersonal relationships as Zoya and Deep are, what our relationship status in that at that point in the film is. You can see it as an audience through the stand-up bits, and a lot of improvisation. And anyway, as co-stars, we feed off on each other's energies, and especially as stand-up comedians on set, Sakib and I had, that mutual respect as co-actors. And because a lot of jokes that I would start as Zoya, Deep would finish, a lot that he would start, I would finish. And I think it's only that chemistry that we had off stage, off screen, really transcended on screen.
Well, Sakib, you were talking about how you were itching to get back onto the sets, right? And this is
Did
the
I talk a
first
lot?
feature should be. No, you didn't, Shweta.
You just made
you
complete
talked
sense.
just the right amount. Yeah, you just the right amount.
Shilpa,
And you
hair's
said
looking
all the-
nice. Don't worry about hair so much.
No, my
Hair's
hair is
looking
like
lovely.
always all over the place.
Looking lovely. It's looking lovely.
And
Now
it's a
sit.
girl
Okay,
thing, Sakib. Even I've been
Thank
like
you.
checking my pin. It's a girl
Yeah,
thing.
we always do that. I should turn off my self-view. Okay, but Shweta, you spoke the right amount. You said all the right things about Sakib. I think he is going to be very pleased. Sakib, did she follow your brief and say everything you wanted her to?
No, she's missed out a couple of
Missed out a
points.
few.
I'll
It's okay,
remind her.
the interview's
I
still
will.
going on.
I'll remind. The interview is
Yeah,
still
yeah.
on, so I'm hoping by the end of it she covers all bases and we'll be good.
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
You were talking about how you were itching to go back onto the set, and this is the first web feature to be shot in after lockdown or in lockdown, mid lockdown. Tell me about that experience. Even though you were raring to go, you must have been apprehensive about the pandemic.
So there are two voices in your head at all times, right? One which tells you to do something and one which tells you to not do something, right? I was itching to get back to work because I feel like I become a better actor if I keep working. I understand better, my understanding becomes better, and I feel like if I stop acting for a while, I'll forget acting. That's a fear, that's an insecurity, or whatever it is, that's my own insecurity maybe. So I'm like, okay, have I forgotten how to act? Let's get back to work. Let's do something fun. And then this script came my way and I read it. I'm like, damn, this is fun. I want to do this. But now this coronavirus is also there. How will we do it? So every day I would wake up in the morning, be in two minds about doing the film or not. Because I wanted to go get back on set, but I didn't want to be stupid about it. I didn't want to do something that I'm going to regret later. Me and my sister stay together. And I'm like, I don't want to be putting anybody's life at risk because at that point, there was no vaccine, dur dur tak. So you're like, okay, let's be very sure of what you're getting into. But then I met these bunch of guys at Udly Films and they just took care of everything, dude. They just took care of everything that there could be to worry about, whether it was how well the set was sanitized or how everybody got a COVID test, how there was a person on set at all times checking your oxygen and everything else. So I'm like, okay, everything's being taken care of. Everybody's wearing those PPE kits, shields. So yes, it was unnerving. We got on to every day when I would go on set, there would be a fear ki, "Arey, maybe something will happen." But when I saw so many good energies coming together, and I'm like, Sakib, just don't be negative now. Come on, let's be positive about this. We got to, yes, of course, there's a pandemic looming large on our heads, but we've got to accept it and start living with it now. We can't be in denial or we can't run away from it at all times. Let's be safe. Let's take all precautions that we can, but let's get back to work, because I feel I'm the happiest when I'm working. I'm really the best version of myself when I'm working. And if I'm sitting at home, like what had happened, Shilpa, was in the first 3 4 months, my cycle had turned, right? I was sleeping at 7 in the morning, I was waking up at 4 in the afternoon, or maybe some days not waking up, just in bed the whole time. And I'm like, what is it that I'm doing that is making me do all of this? And then I realized that I don't have any purpose. I don't look forward to the next day as to what am I going to do tomorrow. And that's when I realized, dude, I love acting too much. I need to get back to work. I will drive myself crazy if I don't do this. And then I met these people who gave me so much love that I got so invested in everything that as much as I was scared, then I got excited about making this film with, because I have a issue. I invest in people. I really, really, really enjoy making relationships in life. Like, and also the fact that lockdown taught me that what I miss the most in life is people. So I got back to these people who were bright and energetic, who gave me great vibes, and I'm like, okay, everybody just wants to have fun. Let's do this together, and that's what we've done on the film. We've collaborated. Nobody, from the director to the producer to the platform to the lead actor to me, everybody, all of us. Uh, there was no sense of hierarchy. We were all operating from a sense of collaboration. We were all a bunch of 30 35 year olds who really wanted to do something fun and bring smiles to faces like how you are smiling right now, and just do it. Because I feel like the validation, or whatever you call it, yeah, I'm very confused about all this. The validation you get from the fact when you've made your audience smile, no, when you've made them laugh, is a greater high. Yes, you want to show them how intense you are as an actor, but that smile on their face makes you feel like, oh, they love us, they love me. So so I think the intention was to just make people smile, and that's what we've gone out to do. And yes, I'm just gloating right now that you've liked my film, and I'm very happy. And you've liked our film, so that's made me really happy. And all these reviews that I'm reading is just making me gloat a little bit more.
All the actors, especially, were fabulous. Even the supporting cast. For the two of you were so earnest in the film that I'm sure it's going to bring a smile on everyone's face. And Sakib, to tell you the truth, I was smiling because, nowadays we don't work with anyone. We just collab. Me and the Uber Bhaiya collab to go to Andheri. It's like
Hmm.
that. It's just a collaboration always. That's the 2020 word. And your energy for and passion and enthusiasm for acting is so infectious, I think. Shweta, did you also feel that kind of rub off on you, Sakib's enthusiasm for being on set, for being at work, and the kind of joy that he seems to derive from it?
Oh, absolutely. He's super fun to be around. And he was very involved. I think everybody on set, like Sakib said, we were all team players. All of us would do things together, come at 6 in the morning, shoot extra, whatever it is. We were all doing it for the film, for the love of our work. You know, uh, Everybody was so personally invested, right from the art director to bring about something on the, difference on the stage, the Deep and Zoya apartment, and even like everybody on set, every department was just so personally involved, and everybody wanted to like everyone was getting back to work after a while, right? So everyone was really excited about that. And like Sakib said, we were all team players. And yeah, Sakib is a fun, very enthusiastic person with a lot of good
I'm a
vibe and good
enthu
energy.
cutlet. I'm a
He's an
enthu
Anthu
cutlet.
Cutlets. End to
You know, I've
Brooklyn.
never gotten anything back with me from a film shoot. I have
Hmm.
never, but this time I don't know. I felt so invested, and I felt like so connected
Hmm.
to these bunch of people that I got back a mic.
Oh
Oh,
yes,
I
you
I
picked.
love the
did?
mic.
I
Oh,
wanted
I I
one.
I
is this the mic
I
on the stage or the one in the home decor? Which one
in
is
the
it?
home
In
decor.
the
In the
See,
home
huh.
decor.
I watched the film keenly, right, guys? Don't you like agree?
Yes, thank you
Yeah.
so much, and we accept your review wholeheartedly with open
Yay.
arms. We thank you.
I want
So
the other mic, Saqib.
I bought this. I bought this
I'll bought it off.
from the art
I'll
director.
buy it off with the art director. Even I'm going to text Banya now. Wait.
Please
मुझे
do.
भी
But
चाहिए.
what the point I was trying to make was that there was just genuine investment. It felt like, you know, the world had finished, and now we were the survivors who'd come together to do something. It just felt weird. Matlab, it just felt so connected. Like these were a bunch of people I didn't know at all 4 months ago. And I didn't care about them because I didn't know about their existence. And now I'm so invested about them that I'm making sure that dinner's there for everybody because that person eats vegetarian, this person eats non-vegetarian, and let's all eat together because together is fun and it was just beautiful. Like I can't explain it. We shot for 33 days and we've hung out every night.
Wow, this
And
is
I don't
literally
know
like
how
one of
we
those family sets, I guess.
Oh yeah,
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 you
completely.
go back
I used to cook for everybody.
even if we are
Oh,
hungover and if we've had too much to drink the last night, we would still wake up
Not
and be
me.
so
These boys. Huh? I used to leave at
she's
11 o'clock.
she was the Agyakari actor. I was the
she
brat
was in
actor.
character, I think. She
Yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to be traditional and all of
And
that.
Yeah.
I was
She was
trying to be traditional. You know, if I had to be hungover the next day in a scene,
Method acting.
I'm
method
a method
acting, yeah.
actor. So I
Method
would make
acting.
sure that I get into that zone a night prior.
Yeah.
So we've just had a great time, dude, making this film, creating these friendships, and having like we shot for 33 days, but I feel like we have memories for a lifetime. Go
Okay,
for it.
do you think this film reflects the lives of young suburban people? I know it's set in Delhi because his apartments are so huge and it reflects the stand-up scene of Gurgaon. How real do you think the conflict in the film is?
Very
Absolutely.
real.
Very real.
Like I feel like now we don't have big conflicts in life. We have these smaller conflicts that keep troubling us. That's what we go through in modern relationships. We don't fight about the big things in life. Other our issues are smaller, but we have multiple smaller issues, and that's what I think the films tried to explore. My character Deep Sharma has a innate habit of lying, and it's his that doesn't originate from that he wants to hurt anybody or cheat on anybody or cheat on my girlfriend for that matter. It's just there, and that just reflects what maybe a modern day guy is like, who's my age, who maybe doesn't have commitment issues but still has commitment issues somewhere, because the modern day guy is confused. Let's be honest. Okay, I'm a guy, I can say this honestly, that the modern day 30-year-old is slightly confused as to what they want. They want to settle down, they want a career, what kind of a career they want, what is their relationship with their family. And maybe like I've always believed this, that guys take a little bit longer to come of age than women for sure, because I don't know, we are slow. I think we're a little slow somewhere. We take a while to understand things. I'm speaking about myself. So the fact that I related to Deep a lot, the fact that I
Hmm.
could see that I have lived a life like this, or I know somebody who is like this, and there was too many factors, right? The fact that he was an engineer who left his job and is now a stand-up comic. I know so many people who left their job for their passion, and how quickly they move in together, what is their relationship like. The take on it is very fresh and very real and very now. Their conflicts are very real and very now. So I feel like the smaller conflicts keep troubling us. The modern couple that we are, the smaller conflicts troubles us.
I completely agree with that, Shilpa, because I think every generation has had love stories that are depicted on screen which speak of that time. Because cinema, in a way, like any other art form, is documenting the time that we live in, right? So if you watch uh, an Achut Kanya that was made in 1936, which was Devika Rani and Ashok Kumar spoke of caste system. Or if you see that in Sujata, or you see in Umrao Jan, Khubsurat, DDLJ, Jab We Met. Now, when you see films that are made in our generation, it's got the issues that couples, young couples, the hashtag couple goal generation has. You know, it's validation online. We have likes and comments on each other's posts, and live in relationships, and how difficult it is in this country to actually live in a society where you're not married, when you're not frowned upon. So all those issues are sort of you can see them in comedy couple, that are the now issues. um, the huge generation gap that we have with our parents, the our ideologies, our political stance, our social stance, our traditional stance, everything that, you know, even like a generation ago, you'll see a far more traditional heroine. You'll not see that right now. You'll see somebody who does not disrespect a tradition, but has a more global citizenship approach to the characters, and whose you know, the jokes are different, the lifestyle is different. Maybe a generation ago, the jobs that actors were doing on their films, on the characters, were very different, as opposed to now, which is more you know, a stand-up comic, I think, is such a fresh job and a lifestyle. It has not been explored before. Or the way they dress up, or the way they live, or the even the spaces that Deep and Zoya give each other in the film. You know, they're not together and holding hands and singing songs together. They are, you know, he makes coffee for her, she makes chai for him, but they have their own time when they are away from each other and are working together. But their landing of jokes, their you know, building the jokes together from each other's habits and day-to-day lives and experiences, the space that they give to each other, I think all of this is takeaway from modern day relationships of the 2020 millennial generation. So yeah, I think it's very well depicted in our film, and that's why I think more and more people from our generation are able to relate to it.
Well, I agree with you. You know, the film does have a lot of elements that are relatable. It explores many issues, such as the problems that live-in couples face, the kind of nationalistic power that has gripped the nation you know, and in turn, kind of threatening freedom of speech, how stand-up comics are targeted for jokes, and also the fact that here's a young woman who owns her sexuality. These are all a few controversial topics that have the potential to blow up anytime. You know, you don't know what someone's going to take offense to. So, Shweta, did you personally ever feel apprehensive about these kind of sensitive subjects that the film was dealing with?
Not really, not really. I think if I was apprehensive, I wouldn't have taken up the film. I took up the film because I have utter, complete faith in the script. And these are issues which were not created for the script. These are things that we see in day-to-day life. I think when we were doing the workshop, there was a controversy around this really famous stand-up artist, a female stand-up artist, and she had said something, and there were trolls and abuses and rape and death threats that were being hurled at her online. And I completely respect both sides of the spectrum. I understand that sometimes as artists we do cross our line, and we can unintentionally say something that you never know who you're offending, right? And at the same time, I also understand that if you don't like something, there's a way to address it. There is a dislike button on the YouTube. You dislike it. There is a comment section where you can say that, listen, what you're saying may be funny to a certain section of your audience, but as an audience, it hurt my sentiment, it's hurt my faith. Please try to avoid it, because this is just whatever. But you're hurling abuses, I think that is criminal. Also at the same time, that also is you know, telling that stand-up comedians or artists need to have safe presentation of their art, which is completely against the fabric of this country, which is against democracy. We live in a democracy, there is a freedom of speech. So I think it needs to be balanced out, and I think everything can be addressed with a sit down conversation, like something very, very mature and wise, what Saqib did to his trolls. You know, a couple of days ago, he actually had a sit down conversation with his trolls, which turned out to be 100 fans on Zoom calls. And that is so amazing. I think that's a mature way to do it. I think as a society, we need a sense of humor and a little wisdom to deal with our problems. I'm not saying everybody is right. sure. I mean, if somebody is not agreeing to what I'm saying right now, please let me know. I will try to rephrase what I'm saying. I'll try to think twice before what I'm saying. But I don't think anybody has the right to send rape and death threats to people, or to just say that we are going to destroy your career, destroy your life, or that is going to compromise your family security. I think that is criminal to think of.
Well, yes, indeed. And currently, there's Vijay Sethupathi who is dealing with that. His daughter has been given some threats. How do you deal with trolling, Saqib? You have been subjected to trolling. And Shweta tells me you've sat down with your trolls and had a conversation with them.
So there's been a theory doing the round that these trolls are bots,
Hmm.
correct? That they are not real.
Hmm.
And I try to go find them and be like, Acha, why is this person commenting like this? Then I go on that person's profile. I realize that person's a locked profile with zero posts. That person's never posted. So you see, there is a pattern to these accounts. And I'm like, okay, let's believe for a day that these people are real.
Hmm.
Let's talk to them and understand what their problem is. And let's not fight. Let's not demean them. Let's not abuse them. Let's just sit down and have a conversation and understand that where is this hate coming from? That what is the reason of this hate? Like for instance, I genuinely feel that people in our world, in our country, just wake up every day to decide कि आज किस चीज पे offend होना है. Like it's just become a pastime. It's not genuinely left to genuinely something
Yeah.
affecting you. You like Twitter's become a place where people just go searching for things. Oh, can I be hurt by this? No. Can I be hurt by this? No. Oh, I can be hurt by this. Let me abuse this person. So I'm like, we have started enjoying this way of sitting behind a computer screen and saying whatever filth that comes in our heads and minds to people who've genuinely put themselves out there for everybody. Like I feel like being an actor is putting a lot of you out there for people, for scrutiny. And we don't want you to love us at all times, but we don't want you to hurt us also or abuse us also. I feel like we share ourselves with you so that you enjoy and you have a good time, you watch a good film. Like the intent is always to make you guys happy. So I really wanted to sit down with them and figure out where is this hate coming from, and why is there so much anger. So I put out a Zoom call link on my Instagram, and I'm like, come everybody, let's have a chat. Let all the trolls come out, and I tagged all the people who have ever commented something wrong on my picture or whatever. I had 100 people on the Zoom call, Shilpa, and 100 of them were fans. It just made me realize which was supposed to be a troll fest was now a love fest, and that love supersedes everything. And that was exactly my point, to prove the fact that there are no trolls. They are people who are not real. They don't exist. And if somebody gives you constructive criticism, it's great. I really want to know what performance I could have been better, or what did I do. But if you can make me understand that without abusing my mother. But if you're going to go that route, then buddy, let's come sit and understand what your problem is. Not a single person turned up here. Not a single troll turned up. So that made me realize that I just need to count my blessings and see how much love I have around. I was just overwhelmed by the amount of love I got from my fans. I'm like, oh, dude, I have fans. Dude, people follow me. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Like I was overwhelmed. And I'm going to put up a video in a day or two just to tell the world that don't be scared of these trolls. These trolls aren't real. Let's step out in the real world. We've cocooned ourselves in this social media world that we are in now, where everything is validated by how many likes do I have, how many shares do I have. Let's get out of this world. Let's use social media and control it ourselves and not let social media control us. It's so difficult, I fall in the same trap again. Like I'm promoting a film right now, and I'm a lot on Instagram and Facebook. I have to post things, do that. And sometimes I feel I get so much anxiety because of it. I get so much anxiety because of it, because I'm like, oh damn, I put that out at 12. Now should I put it at 3? How many likes has that got? But I don't want to operate like that. I want to just act. My job in life is to act, and it's not to be a social media influencer. Okay, this is to be a byproduct of my acting career, great, but I'll never let it control myself. So now consciously I try and keep my phone away. I saw a film called Social Dilemma. It freaked me out. As
Yeah.
much as I knew about everything they told me in the film, but the kind of people who've come forward and spoken about the fact that we are all part of a social experiment just scares me. It just
Yeah.
makes me feel like a lab rat. So I just feel like a fake online world we need to take care of, and we need to genuinely go back to our roots and connect with people on a one-on-one level, in a like this, where I can put a face to your voice, and that is where we need to go back at. Not just taking the easy way out, thinking अरे मैं इसको गाली दे देता हूँ, अरे ये बहुत एक्टर है, देखा मैंने गाली दे दी. These are the same people, Shilpa. If you meet them somewhere, wherever you've gone for an event, they'll come running to you for a selfie. So I'm just fighting this ideology that what makes you do these things? Why does your mind get triggered that you have to abuse somebody to get their attention?
Well, that's
So
a
that's
very thought-provoking answer. I think, Shakib, you've given me so much to think about currently. And actually, the two of you, you both
Hmm.
are so articulate. It's been absolutely a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you,
The
Shilpa.
lockdown film is already out, guys. You can watch it. It's out on Z5, and you can catch the two of them be some amazing stand-up comics. Thank you so much for joining me, Shakib and Shweta. It's been an absolute pleasure. Bye.
Hi,
See you.
Shilpa. Lovely seeing you. Bye.